In today's lesson, we're going to be looking at special rates, and that is overtime. So in Australia, a normal working week is 38 hours, and this is what anyone who works over that 38 hours earns what we call overtime. So overtime is paid to someone who works those additional hours, and it's paid at a higher rate of pay, and they're what we call penalty rates. So penalty rates normally calculated based on your normal hourly rate, and then the penalty rate's applied, so it could be either time and a half, it could be double time, so twice as much, or 2.5 times the normal rate of pay. Now, it's not just working additional hours that might attract a penalty rate. There might also be things such as working at night time, so working night shift, or working over the weekends. So to calculate the hourly rate we earn when working overtime, we multiply the normal hourly rate by the overtime factor. So that could be 1.5, 2, or 2.5, or even just double time for your hourly rate. So let's have a look at an example. We've got Ursula, and she works as a waitress and earns $23 per hour. So last week she received the normal rate of pay for 30 hours, as well as time and a half for 3 hours of overtime, and double time for 5 hours for working on a Sunday. So that's an example of receiving the penalty rate for not just working the additional hours. So what we're going to do now is calculate her total wage for the week. So to start with, we're going to work out this first part of the 23 hours, $23.30 per hour for 30 hours. So she's worked 30 hours at $23.30. So we simply take the $23.30 and times that by 30. So she's earned $699. So what we've done now is calculated the normal rate of pay that she's received. But we've now got to also calculate the time and a half for 3 hours. So if she's worked 3 hours and she gets the normal rate of pay, so that's $23.30, but it's time and a half, so we're timesing it by 1.5. So let's just neaten this up so it makes sense here. We're going to go 3 times 23.3 times 1.5. And pop that into the calculator. And she's earned 104.85. Okay, so we've now worked out the time and a half rate that she's received those 3 hours. We've also now got to calculate the double time that she's worked on the Sunday. So we've got 5 hours at 23.30. We've got the decimal point in the wrong spot there. 23.30, and this time it's double time, so it's times by 2. Again, we can pop that into the calculator. 5 by 23.3 by 2. 233. 33, I think that was right, was it? Yes. Okay, so now we can see that this is her normal rate of pay for her 30 hours. We've got the penalty rate of time and a half for 3 hours and the double time penalty rate. So before we can finish off this, we've just got to add these numbers together to get our total for the weekly pay. 104.85 plus 699. So 1,036.85. Now, when we deal with these kind of questions, we actually just want to put this into a sentence so that we haven't just got a random number. So we would say that Ursula's total wage was 1,036.85 for the week.